My darling Capricorns, welcome back to the channel. We're back after a period of silence of like 1 year, and now we're trying to transition this full time in the months to come. So if you want to help us, like, share and subscribe to our channel, because we are trying to build something up. And for all of the zodiac signs, I think this is very much related to you. Now we're gonna split the reading into 3 sections. You have timestamps below if you want to skip ahead. This would be the general energy and theme for the month of August. You would have the work, career, and the creative projects afterwards, and in the end the love section. So my darling Capricorn, let's talk a bit about the ways in which you operate. So this would be your MO, modus operandi, I think it's called in Latin. So this is the way in which you generally function, which is gonna be thrown in the trash bin in the month of August. Why do I say that? Because usually whenever you face any sort of adversity, you have a fixed way to deal with it. You always circle back to self-improvement, self-knowledge, and to be honest with you, I think you kind of beat yourself up for a lot of things that maybe are not your they're not your fault, but you're very well aware of the fact that the only person that you can directly change is yourself. But it's kind of vacation time from being so just, being so hardcore on yourself, okay? I have here the 8 of Swords, which talks about a lot of holding back, being very close to the fire, to the argument, being able to sacrifice of yourself for other people's well-being, being tied up in different types of situation with horrible arguments. You're not good, you're not fulfilling your quota, you're not worthy of this love because of this, and this person is tied up, and they also have their eyes are tied up. So I think this relates to the way in which you are all ears to the environment around you whenever something pops up, and it's not even necessary for the people around you to tell you something like this is not good, that is not good. I think you yourself are putting yourself in this position where you tie yourself up and then you place all these swords inside of you. Some people may contribute to this, yes, no, but it's more about the things that you put yourself through, okay? Like endless arguments that are never gonna be resolved, okay? And this also tracks back into the 7 of Wands. So here we have the arguments, the things which are spoken, the ideas, okay, what is just, what is unjust, and here you have the 7 of Wands. So we're backtracking, okay? This energy is backtracking in a way. 7 of Wands, this is a spiritual challenge when it comes to taking action. Now this person has their chest area being pumped up, they have their wand, and they're trying to fight off all the naysayers, all the people, by doing something on their own. So this is what you usually do when something bad appears, okay? It's my fault because of this, okay? And now I I am gonna man up and try to fight off all the other people until some sort of peace is reestablished. That's kind of done here. I have both these cards in reverse backtracking. Okay, so the old ways of doing, okay, the old ways of relating are no longer suiting you. Maybe you're not the only one to blame in a situation. If it relates to family, friends, or co-workers, I see you whenever you're being placed or in a situation, you quickly go in the direction where if it goes wrong, it's your fault, clearly. And you must be punished in a way. And just to be safe so that others don't punish you, you sort of punish yourself. Okay, it's not just you acting out these situations, you have other people contributing to this. Okay, so let's take a pause in August from doing this. Okay, let's see how it goes in the month of August. What if you start you give up doubting yourself for a month, you give up putting yourself down, you start, I don't know, if a person says like a small word, you on the inside, it's like you already feel what they're gonna say to you and you say it to yourself. But I'm talking about negative things that keep you stuck, okay, in a loophole. And afterwards trying to fend the situation, no matter who is right or wrong, you're gonna make the situation better, even if it causes you to bleed in a way. If it's needed for you to bleed for other people, you're gonna do it, because for you it's so easy to handle hardship, pain, all these nasty things that people generally run from. For you it's like second nature. It's like, yeah, I have no issue being the bad guy in this situation. You're represented in tarot by the devil, so it's sort of a thing that is easier for you. You're more accustomed to the pain. But in the month of August, enough is enough. I have the Ten of Swords here. Okay, so Ten of Swords, as you can see in the image, it's a fallen king with a lot of swords being in his back. So I think you will deceive, you will silence or kill for the moment this part of you, this king inside of you. It's like the King of Swords here, so it's like this nagging archetype that you have on the inside, the one that is almost dead in their being, but you can still feel their effects when this archetype is like stabbing you with all these swords. Okay, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not able to look at what you have caused here. You cannot affect other people because they are their own persons, but you have done so much bad here. It's like I'm hearing naughty, naughty. Okay, now comes the punishment. So this archetype needs to take a rest within you. Okay, it's not like you can eliminate some part of your personality, but it needs to be silenced in the month of August. You need to take some sort of vacation from this type of thinking. Okay, go out, just enjoy yourself for a little bit. Okay, you can come back into this energy and work with it and make it a bit more mild in the future. But for the month of August, it's not the time to put yourself down. It's not the time to take your wand and try to fight off everyone, or try to spread so many messages that would bring peace and quiet to the situation. Okay, that would bring peace and quiet to the situation. Sorry, camera froze. It's gonna happen again. Sorry in advance. So, Ten of Swords, I was talking about this archetype inside of you that makes you act this way. It's gonna be silenced. So it's 10 would be a finishing of a cycle, okay? You're kind of done manifesting this sort of energy, and right after it we have Five of Cups. Now this person here has sacrificed 3 cups with wine or blood inside. Here we can see a very small in the picture goldfish. So I think you're also done trying to backtrack in your past and try and evaluate who is the person that has always been good to you and who hasn't, more who hasn't been good to you, and you're trying to like kill these people's energy within your soul, like kill their memory, trying to overcome that which they have done to you in the past. So all these energies, all this this attitude towards problems where you would take all of the heat, all of the burden, trying to be brave for everyone, trying to fend off danger, and always trying to be the emotionally sane one, where you kind of try to cut people off, give a good judgment on the situation, and then release them from your heart. All of this needs to take a step back in August, okay? Let this way of doing things end in the month of August. We need a better way. Maybe in September you will find better way to deal with your issues, but for August, okay, Capricorns, enough. You're not just one person. You shouldn't have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Other people need to step in and go through these processes that you normally go when you face some sort of adversion in your life, okay? I feel like you're trying to get everything perfect as usual. Typical for a Capricorn. Everything should be perfect, okay? So you're doing all this work on yourself and putting yourself down and sacrificing. Relax, okay? In the month of August, enough of that. Go and have fun. 10 of Cups here is some sort of a happy ending, some sort of a happy reunion, some sort of a happy get together with other people. You may get to know other people or see some people that you were involved in the past. I mean, I don't know, maybe someone is coming from abroad. There's some sort of a gathering here, okay? Even if you're alone in the world, it's like you will find a way to catch up with these people and see that you're not the only one that's going through this, okay? There are so many other people that are facing these hardships that you are facing. We all experience hardship in our lives, and I think this may relax you in a way and bring you together with other people that feel in the same way, and it leads to some sort of a happy ending, some sort of a celebration. Maybe this way that you have been acting in the past may have been holding you back from actually experiencing a heart-to-heart with your peers, okay? So silence the inner work, at least in the way that you have been doing it until now, and focus more on what needs to be celebrated here in the month of August. Let's move on to your career section, which I think interests you a whole lot. Work, professional life, career, creative projects section. Okay, Capricorn. Again, the Ten of Cups that we have seen in the beginning. So, this moment where you actually get together with people and celebrate, I think it's related to your work colleagues or business partners or your peers, the people who are at the same level as you are. So, I see this here in your career section. So let's see the cards overall, and we're gonna get to that Ten of Cups in a jiffy. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, Five of Cups in the reverse, Five the Hierophant in the reverse, Ten of Cups, Three of Swords. Now, Seven of Pentacles usually talks about a moment in time where we need some sort of healing. We desperately need some sort of healing, some patience, letting things sprout. We're kind of in an emergency, but we're very well aware that we don't need to hasten the process. Now, with this card in the reverse, I think that you, in your current situation, in your career or work environment, I think you feel that there's not much abundance to be had from this situation. It's kind of you're sort of growing out of it. No matter the amount of time and care that you would give to this project, it's not gonna sprout in the way that you think. It's not gonna yield the same abundance that it has yielded in the past. This is in no way healing, and I think it's somewhat detrimental to your health. So you going day in and day out at this thing that you do at the current moment, I think it's taking a big toll on your health, mental health, physical health, emotional health, it doesn't matter, but and even on your wealth. It's like for some of you, I'm getting the idea that it's more costly to go there compared to what you actually bring home from this endeavor here. Okay, so you're kind of done with it from this Seven of Pentacles. There's no abundance to be made in this situation, regardless of the amount of resources that you sacrifice and put into this. Again, the Five of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so we had this before. Five of Cups here comes from this Seven of Pentacles here. So you're kind of done here again to backtrack and think about whatever you have promised to other people, what they have promised you, what actually went wrong in the situation that you now find it necessary to kind of rip these people out from your essence. Okay, so okay, it may have been a bad bet, this whole situation, but you're sort of done trying to sacrifice of your blood, and you may see like how other people are doing the same thing. They're sacrificing of themselves in order to make this project or this workplace work. After Five of Cups, you have Five the Hierophant, so they're back to back, 5-5. I'm thinking your work is overpowering your senses, so you may have your senses affected in some way by your career. So touch, feel, feeling, smelling, seeing, or hearing. This is more on a feeling level because it talks about emotions, but I think you're sort of over being emotional in regards to your workspace, because at the end of the month when you get your check, okay, it's not like someone is feeling emotional and they will give you a bit extra for the hard work that you have put in. So it's kind of, we're getting in touch with our senses and understanding how the work affects our senses, maybe on a health level. And we also see how other people don't manifest these senses towards us, because I have the Hierophant in the reverse here. So I'm having someone who, it's not, they're not even trying to hide the things that they do. They are trying to guide the people into a better future, but here in the background I can only see black, like skyscrapers and black clouds. So there's no sort of a future for this type of society where we just leave our humanity at the door, we enter the workspace and we start like slaving day and night for this, to be able to be with other people in this black society. Okay, Hierophant in the reverse, this is a person who likes his authority. He is some sort of a preacher when it comes to the ways in which we need to work. This is like a compendium of rules, okay? That's a set of rules that you need to abide by. And if you don't respect the rules, you have the whip in the other hand. So we can always fire you. We can always find better people. So you're kind of tired, Capricorn. You're just seeing this nonsense in front of you where a lot of good people are being made, I don't know, feel like they're good for nothing because they put so much energy and then they get nothing from the company. And then again, you have this authority here, which is not well intentioned. Their only intention is to have their power, to have a saying in all which is below them, okay? And they're gonna interfere in the most inappropriate moments. These people, these higher ups, these authorities, they guide people into discarding the natural signals of their body. So okay, no problem if you're ill, but we're gonna pay you like half of what we would normally if you're gonna take some sick leave, okay? It's very important to give more of yourself to this project, contribute to the community. So these would be like the themes that you are already accustomed to, but you know it's only serving us. As I was saying, this would help a small percentage of the people at the workplace, and more especially the people in power. As I was talking to the other signs, we're having an awakening on a global level when it comes to work ethics and work and life balance, how much you have to sacrifice and give of yourself at the workspace in order to be worthy. Okay, we're stepping out of that rat race where we need to work a lot in order to earn a lot. Okay, we just need to work smarter. Everyone needs to be included and being taken care of. And after this 5, the Hierophant in the reverse, and 5 of Cups in the reverse, I see a 10 of Cups. So at the end of the day, you still have your peers around you, the people that are just like you, working on other departments. I think you're gonna have a gathering or a get-together that somehow will fill your soul, that with these people the sun is gonna shine. These people are the ones who alongside you make the project work. You're able to deliver with these people. They have such a great vibe around them, and you all together when you get together. Okay, so this fills me up with a lot of hope. It's like at the end of the day, no matter what the higher ups are doing, the people who actually have an impact on the project, they're having a moment for themselves, cheering, actually, cheers, drinking some celebratory drink or doing something to celebrate. You will see in the month of August what this celebration is about. during the celebration, I think that's the moment when you would get some sort of an information that would kind of break your heart. For those of you who have a love interest at work, I think during this celebration or get together, I think that you will get some painful news. Okay, I'm sorry, because here it's like the sun shining upon us all, but here when this information is, when you're stabbed with this truth to the core of you, to your heart, I think it's gonna be so much enlightenment on the inside when you finally hear or understand this betrayal or whatever type of information is gonna reach you here during the celebration. It's gonna reach to the core of you and it's gonna hurt a whole lot. But hey, you know what I said in the beginning, try to put all of this behind you. It's time to celebrate in the month of August. So if this happens to you in the workplace, or you hear about some sort of wrongdoing that has happened to one of your peers, try to be a bit stable, okay? Because it's gonna hurt. You're gonna be so much disappointed. It's like, I don't have words to express the shock and the pain. In a way, it pains me to receive this information out of the blue, when you thought that, okay, at the end of the day, it's us, it's cool, it's great, then you have this information coming in. It may be, if you have been applying to other jobs, this may be some sort of this could be a no that is reaching you during a time of celebration. So it may be a refusal to continue with some sort of sorry, Capricorn, camera froze. And also during your reading, I had something pop up that put me in delay with all the remaining readings by a few days. So as I was talking previously, here there's some sort of a truth with this Three of Swords that might reach you, and this is not so much of a bad thing, because once an opportunity dies, you let room for others to reach you. So even if you get a no, still try to celebrate it with the people at the workplace, because this seems like a very good environment. Maybe the truth that is reaching you is that from now on you still need these people to be around you, to work very closely with your peers. Maybe before you thought that other things are more important, like how you can climb the hierarchical ladder, how you can advance, but here I think this truth will really reach you. The people that you work with are indeed very important, okay? So it's probably a sign that in the future you will never ever make any type of compromise when it comes to the people that you work with. Okay, so I'm guessing that you would want truthful colleagues, helpful colleagues, okay, acting almost like in cartoons where everyone comes together and they bring their best effort forward, and only by the power of friendship, or let's say here the power of collaboration, we can all reach the next step. We all evolve together, so there should be no soldier left behind, no one left behind, okay? Let's move on to your love section. So, Capricorn, your love section here. Now, as I said in your career advice, I had something that delayed the readings by at least a week, and it was during your reading that I got news that really got me out of the house in order to do some activity that was ritualistic in nature. Okay, I won't go into details, but it really struck me during that day that I was doing your reading, and next thing you know it, I was doing this this other thing that quite shocked me a bit. But I feel like for you, you have to symbolically bury something in the month of August. I was expecting good energy around your love section, but apparently, in a metaphorical way, I think you're coming into your essence. Now we have here the Four of Cups in reverse, 15 the Devil, 6 of Swords in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles, 20 the Judgment card. As I was rudely interrupted, I can relate to this energy here with the Four of Cups. Now this would be emotional balance in a way, which I think you lack in the month of August. You're feeling restless. You're feeling out of sorts, out of balance from an emotional point of view. It's like you have no rest. Now, after the Four of Cups, here I have the Devil energy, which is you. This is your card in Tarot. So I think you're gonna put yourself center, okay, in order to fix this this emotional jitter inside of you. You're gonna put yourself in the center of it all and see yourself in your most in the fullest of your power, in the fullest of your colors. And I think for Capricorns, it's, if I were to imagine your color, it's more of a black, green, brown, and red sort of palette, okay? I feel you coming into your energy. It's like I see you reflecting upon yourself, facing yourself, but in your full force. This is like coming to terms with the things that you manifest. Maybe you think you're too powerful in some situations, you're too manipulative, you're too forceful, unforgiving, fearless, but feared at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. You know your essence better than I do, but here is what I see you coming into your full power. And Capricorns are very powerfully, but here it's like you are facing your darker sides. Okay, this is the reason why you don't feel any emotional stability. Maybe you think that in relationships with others, you're too cunning, you're too judgmental, you're enticing others into some vices. It depends for each and every one of you. What is the thing that you know yourself to do in relationships? It's that shadow self. Now, I have seen this clip recently, and I will try to put it here in the cards menu. You will have it in the description also. Something, a clip talking about the shadow self, the demon, the daemon, how it helps each and every one of us to stay very close to our shadow self. Now, for many of you, you have seen these clips where a lot of spiritual guides or mentors or gurus, they advise people to conquer the shadow self, to eliminate the shadow self. I would advise you to not go down that path, especially for you Capricorns, because since you have this imagery and symbolistic very tied into the devil in all the cultures worldwide, okay, so this would be the Baphomet. I would advise you to not indulge in that type of practice. I also wouldn't advise to go the other side where you would really get to study demonology and get into this sort of documentation. But I would advise you to really stick close to your shadow side, okay? It's a very powerful part of you. You are meant to walk side by side with your shadow self through this lifetime. This is why some of you, whenever you walk into the room, you bestow this energy of like of royalty, of knowledge, of experience, okay? But at the same time, people would may not react to you in ideal ways, because somehow they have this feeling on the inside of fear, okay? Now, when it comes to your love life, I think you're getting in touch with this part of you, like things are on the surface now. You are very able to see how powerful you are and how you can manipulate the things around you. But this, with great power comes a great responsibility. And this may be the theme for your love life, responsibility, like how much of this power can you wield around you, and if this is ethical or not. Because after 15, the devil card, now I have 6 of swords, so this is a 6-6. Now this is kind of the same theme represented here with swords. Normally, if the card would be upside, would be straight, like in its in the way it's meant to be viewed, this would talk about moving away, taking the most important part of yourself to a place that is safe, using your mind in order to see the truth, seeing how you've been hurt, how you need to cherish yourself, and having the wisdom, the illumination here. Like we can see the hermit here appears like he is illuminated. He has already seen some things in his life and is growing this bolt towards more calmer place. Okay, so this being upside down, I think you get the idea that there's no peace and quiet to be held. This is not a time for me to run away. This is not a time for me to shield myself. I need to face myself, face my demons, face my shadow self. Not to destroy it, but to understand it, how it has been hurt in the past, how it has been abused, because no person is born with, I don't know, bad intentions, with judgment. These are things that are taught. And you may be thinking back to the ways in which you have been hurt, and many times maybe you didn't step into your power and taking yourself away from these less than ideal situations. So there's a hurt within yourself that has made you, okay? Some of you may be manipulating, but you're not being manipulating for bad reasons. Maybe you're trying to manipulate the situation so that you won't get hurt, so that it's good for the other person. I'm not feeling bad intentions, but if you have knowledge about yourself, if you have a history of cheating, of yelling, of being abusive, now it's the time when you won't step away from these feelings, okay? So I have emotional imbalance. Here it's like not driving yourself away from the hurt and the pain. It's like you're sitting here in your power with your shadow self, with your memories of hurt, and you're trying to work with these in your present situation. So it's not easy if you are in a committed love relationship at the moment. Trying to have this sort of experience in the month of August is very hard because it will interfere with your current relationship. Maybe you're trying to go to the beach, go on vacation, try to have fun, go out with your significant other, yet you feel like this, okay? You are very much focused on the sins of the past, okay? There are certain things that you hold with you. Now, for a Capricorn, it's not so much to have the past very close to you or carrying around. It's like something that you will deal with for a long period of time until you evolve. But it's more about making peace with those events in a way, okay? Because you as a Capricorn, you're ruled by Saturn, so this would be the Lord of Time. So being it's Kronos, also you're the sign of experience, okay? So a lot of experience. It's this transition from the Sagittarius, which is like a globetrotter, okay, searching for experiences. Here, the soul, when it incarnates as a Capricorn, it needs to build a foundation, and it needs to build a solid foundation and a kingdom, okay? So if you're in this energy, you're very right to think that your foundation is, or your kingdom is not so stable when you have doubt on the inside, when you have this restlessness on the emotional side. You're working on this. I feel that you're working on this with the Six of Swords crowning the reading. You are working on this with your thoughts, so you're deep in analysis. Some of you may work together with a professional. If not, if you're working on yourself on your free time or on your downtime, let's say when you're in transition from one place to another, when you're doing your groceries, or if you're giving dedicated time for this, to meditate, to self-analyze, I think it's a very healthy thing to do. The most important part of it is to get in touch within yourself, okay? Get in touch with yourself. And after the Six of Swords, here I see the Nine of Pentacles. So there's a bit more stability, even if it's a sort of a singles card. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, yes, it's a singles card. This would be you reaching a point of stability, but on your own. As you can see here, we have this... it's not like a fence, it's like a boundary made out of pentacles, so made out of earth. I see a lot of greenery here, so this would be you reaching some sort of a stable place within yourself, okay? After you self-reflect, I think you get a bit more stable within yourself. You're able to see yourself not so much as the devil is depicted in this card, but more like this luscious entity that is very stable within thyself. It's very capable. It's very, very luscious and abundant on the inside. Once you fix these conflicts within yourself, you may see some sort of a return on the outside, okay? So some sort of an abundance. But even if you're in a committed love relationship, I think you will feel yourself more, okay, towards the end of August, where yes, I'm in a relationship, but on my own I am very stable and capable, and I feel some sort of a fearless energy here. This card has like this squirrel here, I don't know, it has like some black thing on its head, and with this instability here, I feel like you're getting ready for some sort of a purge, okay? Within your relationships. If you're single, okay, no problem. You're ready to face this 20 judgment card. No pressure. But if you're in a committed love relationship, I think you and your partner will go through this together. I feel like you get the sense that this moment is coming, okay? So you're kind of gathering your powers here, and with the Nine of Pentacles, I think you're welcoming in this Judgment card, okay, with a lot of confidence, like I'm ready for this purge. I'm ready for the divine to pass judgment upon this situation. And here I see two people. One is like with open arms welcoming this energy, one has his face covered, and they're both boiling in here in this it's like in their own juices, in their own making. They're boiling together in this cauldron. So these are two people that have their essences bonded with one another, and it's a judgment placed here in the love reading upon the bond, okay? For some of you, what I feel is that your relationship is somehow coming to an end. This only applies for some of you that have a history together with someone, that now you can see that you are not stable in this relationship, that many times you have not pulled away from the use and abuse or from the injustice, and now you're taking, it's like you're being I don't know, we have this expression here in this country where you're making yourself brother with the devil, okay? But here you're siding with your own self and making yourself very stable within your own, and it's like, come what may, because I already have made peace with myself, so I'm ready to face this judgment. I can clearly see what I have done wrong in this bond, and if the divine, the universe, whatever deity you believe in, if they set us up in a situation where we need to face these things, I am ready. I don't know so much about your partner, but you should come clean, okay? Be transparent about the things that you have done. Say sorry for the things that are your mistake, and help the other person through this process also, because if you're in a couple, this would be very hard on both people. It could end up in tears and like fiery words, a lot of heat here. You may relate this energy to your own situation, but try to remember to not say things in the heat of the moment, okay? Because if you are in a bond and you reach the judgment card, This is like a pressure cooker, okay? So there are things under pressure which have piled up, subjects that were not really discussed, and here the divine needs to step in and make an act of judgment, okay? So some things may pop up in your common life that will put you face to face in order to discuss the situation and shift it in a way. Purging, okay, it's like if you have seen, let's say, Game of Thrones series, there was this character which would say that death by fire is the most clean death. Okay, so try to welcome in this energy. Any sort of butting heads could be very fruitful if people are open and just and telling the truth. Okay, so Capricorn, good luck with reviewing your so-called sins. Try to make peace with yourself, integrate your shadow self, and be well within yourself. And any type of situation of this sorts, even though it may end up in in less than ideal ways, it's still a purging, so there will be feeling of freedom at the end of it. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry for the delay. If you want to buy us coffee, you can find our PayPal link in the description, and we will see each other in the month of September for your September reading. Bye.